Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Again, we're all over social media. Follow us on Instagram. All right, so Caitlyn Jenner, she announced that she was going to run for governor of California, and she's been in the news a lot lately. Well, she had some controversy. As you all know, Caitlyn Jenner is a trans woman who used to be Bruce Jenner, who was Olympian and won all these awards. Well, she was walking to her truck, and I believe it was a reporter from TMZ asked her, what did she think about little boys that turn trans to women, went trans to girls, should they play in girls' athletic sports while they're in school? And Caitlyn said that she didn't think it was fair. She said we have to protect our girls, but it's not fair for them to compete against natural born girls. And so the reporter asked the follow-up question: well, do you think that by not acknowledge them as little girls after they've had the transformation, is that acknowledge them as girls? And Caitlyn said, have a good day, and got in the car. And so apparently there's this trans actress named Shauna Brooks, and she's discussed about the whole thing. She tweeted, if Caitlyn Jenner is in favor of trans youth being banned by playing in female sports, then she should lead by example. And all of her achievements in Olympics stripped because it's not fair. Bruce got them awards, not Caitlyn. So, Nayyir, one, do you think that this actress is correct in thinking that Caitlyn's award should be stripped? And what do you think do you think trans girls should play in normal sports? I mean, play sports with natural born females. I'm trying to say this right, politically correct. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I get it. It's an interesting conversation for the awards being stripped, but no, he competed with men as a man. He won those.
Right.
Now, as far as the transition and those awards being connected with that human being, that is a good conversation. I'd have to hear more around why or why not. So that's a good conversation, I think, but not stripping them from Bruce. And should biologically born men be able to compete with biologically born women? No, I don't agree with that. I think biologically you should compete by makeup. And unless there is a sport that they're saying you can be both and perform in this sport. Otherwise, I think it's going to have to be a new opportunity or a new road created for intersex or transitioning individuals. It just would have to be a whole nother league, and that's just another opportunity for me.
Yeah. Lynia?
There are so many
There's a lot,
lines to be towed here. And to tread carefully. That is hard. I can't even, because even now there are still some male dominant sports that don't want females a part of it. And I'm talking about born females.
Yeah.
That they don't want to be a part of it. And it seems as if you want female dominated sports to be, I don't want to use the word infiltrated, but to be more open and accommodating to transgender than you would a male dominated sport. And like Nayyir said, if you're going to have something, then have something that's intersectional, where, both, what I mean, can be all gelled into one. But that goes to that dominance. When you you have something, what I mean, that somebody is controlling and they're like, nah, we don't want that. Like, we don't want women, we don't want them, we don't want that, we want this.
Yeah.
See if that happens with somebody trying to I want to wait for a transgender to do NASCAR then. How about that?
Right, something like that. Well, yeah.
Somebody, or hockey.
I've seen videos where trans girls are playing sports like basketball, and they are dominating, track and field dominating, like, and it's not even fair, like how talented they, or fast or strong in some cases that they are than, biological girls. And so I don't think it's fair, but I think there's a solution that has to be found you know, so that again it's all inclusive for everyone. But I think that's a different one. But I was interested to see why Caitlyn didn't answer the follow-up question. Maybe because she didn't want to get into it right then. She was like leaving the store or something. But
with the follow-up, which was about her awards. The
follow-up was by not allowing trans girls to play with biological girls. Is that not acknowledging the trans girl as a girl?
Well, I think it's a biological. You know, that's just clearly a biological assessment. You can still be a girl, however you associate that. But I think biologically, that's just a concrete difference, isn't it?
I think so. Those videos I saw, I mean, those poor girls didn't stand a chance, the biological ones.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it just a physical, you know, when you look at something on the inside of my body that's not on the inside of a biologically born woman's body and vice versa.
Right.
I don't think it's not me saying that she still can't identify, she still can't identify as a woman, but there's a difference in the body. I mean, there are women who say, you don't have a menstrual cycle. There's a big difference between you still identify as a woman, but you know,
and,
I mean,
and doesn't Caitlyn still have a friend?
A member?
A friend?
I don't know.
I think that Caitlyn, everything else has changed, but I think Caitlyn still has a friend.
Oh wow.
I think that there was a conversation that wasn't happening. Still has a friend. That's how nice I can put it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think that's a difficult conversation. I mean, difficult topic, but hopefully they'll find something for everyone. All right, so Kandi Burruss from Xscape, she was doing an interview recently with Eddie Levert, Sr., and she was asked who was the most difficult people she's had to work with, and she said it was Boyz II Men, and she said partly because of Wanya, lead singer Wanya. And so she said we fell out after that. And I don't think I've ever been disrespected like that before in the studio in my life. It was crazy, really, but you know, at the end of the day, that was a long time ago. Clearly, we moved on. And so Wanya was doing Instagram Live with some other people, and he was asked about it, and he said that pretty much they were coming up working on a song. It was more about who's gonna have the rights to this, who's the rights to that. And he didn't like the way that she was going about doing it. He said, we made a little bit of a stink. I admit that's not how we work. From that point, it became hard to work with her. Then he did what a lot of people said with some shade. He said, I didn't know that we were the worst to work with, but I mean, after TLC and Boyz II Men and a couple other people, she hasn't worked since, right? Like music wise, she's been doing like reunions with Xscape. Nayyir, was that shade?
Yeah, it probably was a little bit of that. There probably was a little bit of truth to it. You know, I just now that was Eddie Levert Senior.
That's what they said. Yeah,
I saw that clip a long time ago, and I didn't know who that man was. I didn't realize that was Eddie Levert Senior. I was trying to dial back, like, wow, he looks like he's almost in bad shape there. You know, he was like speaking slow and things, but
yeah.
But yeah, you know, I thought that was interesting. Everybody has their experiences, and they may have caught each other at a bad time. But I really liked, you know, I always wonder what really happened to Boyz II Men, though. You know, I think they didn't get as big as I really thought they could have been.
I think they got big. I think what it was, you know, they had the infighting with the other member, the one that had the real deep voice.
Michael.
Yeah, he got really sick, and I like that they left him behind. He was on Watch What Happens. I mean, not What Happens.
Y'all fixed my life, child. Horrible.
Oh, he was? Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
That was horrible.
They just, you know, abandoned him while he was sick. I know that they were doing, the three of them, they were doing Vegas residency at one point.
Yeah, they did Vegas. They were touring. Like you know, they've been fully functional. Actually, I think when I went to Vegas, they were doing their residency when I went to Vegas a couple of years ago. If you remember,
Sean Stockman, he put out a solo project, and he was on our show last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, well, I think okay. Whose star is it? Is your Lynia? I'm sorry.
Nayyir.
Oh,
Nayyir
Nayyir,
star.
sorry. Go ahead, Nayyir.
I went already.
Okay, go ahead, Lynia.
Um,
Well, let me ask you this: if someone asked you, if you were Kandi, and someone asked you who was one of the most difficult people you had to work with, would you have answered the question?
Nah, not like that.
No.
Oh, you asking me? Oh, yeah.
no, I wouldn't. Like first of all, if it's back that far, like no. What happens with me is if I have a bad experience with someone, I just won't work with you again.
Right.
Like that's how that's gonna go. I ain't gotta talk about you unless it's to my inner circle. Like, but I don't have to work with you again, and I'll keep it moving. And sometimes Kandi comes off a certain way. So it probably something came to a head. But I think also from that interview, her ex at the time, and I don't know if that's Riley's father, but her ex at the time was like one of the producers during that time too, and he was there. And it was some tension with him there, and all kinds of other stuff. Because shouldn't the money and stuff have been worked out before then? Before y'all got to the studio?
Yeah, it usually is.
Okay.
Usually established artists, yeah.
Yeah,
because they're both established people, groups or whatever. So why wouldn't that have been done beforehand? And you knew, I know what I'm getting. I know what I got to do. Let me go lay down these tracks in the studio and bang, bang, boom, I'm out.
that might have been the issue. It might have been worked out in the favor of Boyz II Men and Kandi and them. Their business, from what I understand, wasn't as tight back then.
Tight.
Yeah, so she probably was more in control of the business side of her, her interest, and was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work for us."
Yeah,
because it's not gonna work for me. So it could have been. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but I know that Boyz II Men, their business had been tight back then, and Xscape wasn't as tight, or Kandi, I guess.
Well, Xscape and SWV versus is this Saturday. Who y'all got? That's a hard one.
Who sings Rain Down? Rain
Down.
SWV.
They got some bangers, bro.
They got some bangers.
I'm probably going to go with SWV because Coco did a birthday shout out to my boyfriend 2 years ago.
Nice.
Probably going to go with SWV.
Yeah. All right. Well, this last story, this is very interesting. Okay. Follow me. So Tristan Thompson, he's with Khloe Kardashian. They have the daughter together, and he's trying to rekindle their relationship. He reportedly cheated on her twice previously, and now you're seeing them back together. She's even talking about them having another child, whatever. Well, this Instagram model, Sydney Chase, she was on this podcast with two of her friends, and she says that she's recently slept with Tristan Thompson. She said it started in November, and it was the last time was after his daughter's birthday party, right after the birthday party. And she, said on the podcast, she got backlash. And so then she went to Instagram Live with those two girls, the same friends. And she said that she was wrong for putting his business out there, but it did happen. And then she'll get more specifics. And so, so it's saying that his efforts have been pointless. It could be considering the allegations, which may hurt his chances of making it official with Khloe again. Sydney claims, again, that she started with him last year. Most recent hookup was a few weeks ago following the daughter's third birthday party. Now what she did recently, she did apologize. Then she took what seemed to be a screenshot from Khloe Kardashian, which pretty much showed that Khloe Kardashian reached out to her on Instagram, DM'd her. And the only message that she showed, it says, "I would appreciate it if our conversation could remain confidential." Well, she didn't listen to that because it went right online as soon as they had that conversation. And so people are thinking this is crazy because there must be some truth to it. The fact that Khloe would reach out to the girl, on Instagram. If it's true, this will be the third time that he's cheated on her. The last being with Jordan Woods, with Kylie Jenner's ex-best friend. Lynia,
I'm so tired of these people.
Does Khloe
I'm
need
so
to leave
tired.
him alone? Or is there?
I'm so tired of these Kardashians. I'm so tired of these people. And I'm tired of these heifers that call themselves putting people on blast. You know, and I hate to say this, but this, you know, back in the day, you know, when people would do their dirt, you wouldn't know nothing about it. And I keep it funky with you, side chicks knew their place back in the day.
Yeah.
They knew their place and they knew to shut. When you see me with my woman, you shut your ass up.
Right.
They knew that back in the day. And I don't encourage cheating.
Right.
But in the world of cloutdom that we live in, people are reaching for attention and their little 15 minutes of fame, and they want, and the fact that these broads, because it's her in the middle with the little filter in the back and her bleach blonde friends looking like, I don't even know what I want to say that they looking like a broke down, you know, trio. You didn't want to put this business out there, but you put it out there.
What more details?
What for? I have to go. Let me get a little ghetto real quick. Why for?
What?
Why for? Right. What for? What are you doing for? I don't understand.
Rumor has they're getting a reality show, those three girls.
Doing what? Never mind, I got to say something. Jesus, stop me. I'm good.
So allegedly, Tristan his team has sent them a cease and desist, so they can't talk about it. And he allegedly reached out to the podcast to have the audio removed. But obviously, it's too late. Nayyir, what do you think about this situation?
I think they got all the right people watching.
Yeah.
I think they got all the right people watching, and if they're trying to get a reality show, they'll get it. They'll get it. As far as the young man Tristan, you know, I really hope this works out for all of these people. I hope all of this mess that they putting out in the public works out for them and their families in the future. I really does.
It is involved.
You know, it affects your brand. It affects.
But they live for it though. They live for it. Like they live for this. This is what I don't want to say controversy. They live for the constant of drama, whatever, foolishness. They live for it. If they don't have it, guarantee you it's a problem if they don't have it or they don't create it.
I hope it's worth it.
Yeah.
I hope it's worth it. I hope they get the return on that investment.
Got that new body. She still ain't got no man.
Good luck to all of them.
Yeah.
I know you said you had something you wanted to let us know.
So of course, our homie Chike is not here today, so he'll be back not next Monday, but the following Monday. And he just wanted me to give a shout out to Darren Hamilton of DJ Express Moving Company, who helped him move over the weekend. We got everything done.
Black owned?
Yes, Black owned. Got everything, all the big stuff done in one shot.
That's awesome.
It was just him and another guy, and of course me and Chike, but we got it all done in one day, and it was smooth and seamless. So thank you, Darren. Thank you, DJ Express. So much appreciate you, and Darren is in my movie too. So thanks.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. All right. Well, listen, we're going to thank you all for Hot Topics. We come back our interview with MMA fighter Christian Nevetide. Right back after this.